Hey guys, this is Ben Cooper from the Y2K Betting Steam Group, or most of you probably know me by my handle, Y2KBased. And I'm excited to welcome you to the first video in a series of videos that I will be releasing entitled Betting Strategies, which will be discussing various topics in depth on how to become a profitable CSGO Lounge bettor. In today's short video, we will be looking at how to size your bet sizes properly, or optimally. Probably the most common mistake I see in betting is the sizing of the bets. Either people are betting too large on games that aren't very profitable, or sometimes too small on matches that are very profitable. This can lead to very large swings, a lot of missed value, or potentially going broke. So the three key variables when determining how much you want to bet on any given match are the return on investment or expected value of the bet, which tells you how profitable your bet is. And secondly, the win percentage, or simply how often you think you're going to win the bet. And finally, your bankroll, or just how much money you have to bet with. And whenever you make a bet, there are three possible outcomes. Either you win the bet, you lose the bet, or the match is a tie and you just get your skins back. Now, what the return on investment tells us is how much on average you can expect to win on any given bet. It's equated by multiplying the probability of you winning the bet by the odds given to you from CSGO Lounge, and then subtracting the probability of a loss. This will give you a percentage, and the higher the percentage, the more profitable your bet is. In my example here, after hours of research that you've put in, you've determined that this upcoming TSM VP game is 60-40 in the favor of TSM. So we want to determine what the return on investment is on this game. So we just plug our 40% and our 2.45 odds that are given to us into the return on investment formula, and we see that betting on Virtus Pro would give us a 38% return on investment. And if you wanted to calculate your expected value, it would be that 38% times whatever your bet size is. So now that we understand what return on investment is, we want to apply that to some sort of formula, which will take all the guesswork out of deciding how much to bet, because there's more than just return on investment to determining how much we want to bet on any game. So the first formula here is one I came up with a few months into betting. And all it was the return on investment times by the win percentage, and then divided by a risk factor, which all the risk factor was a number. I used 3, and this number would decrease the size of our bet, which would then decrease your variance or your potential losses. A few people use 4 for this, some people use 2. It's basically up to you on how high of a variance style betting you want to have. And this formula worked for me for a few months. However, I found that it led me to bet too large on some of the underdogs, especially teams that were around 10 to 20%. And once I had my first losing streak, I lost quite a large chunk of my bankroll. It was mostly due to just betting too large on underdogs. And so I wanted to find something different, which is where this second formula comes into play, which is the Kelly criterion formula. And it's the formula I'm currently using, and the formula I recommend everyone should use. And I found that it works a little bit better than my formula, as it values the win percentage slightly more than the return on investment. So you'll be betting a little bit smaller on the underdogs that are around, the 10, 20, 30% win percentage, and a little bit more on the teams that are 60, 70% to win, but the return on investment might not be as high. And coming back to our TSM Virtus Pro example, we can now determine how much we want to bet on Virtus Pro. So using my formula, we would take the 38% return on investment, times that by the 40% win rate we're giving Virtus Pro, and then divide by our risk factor, and I'm using 3. So this would be a 5.0% percentage of your bankroll bet. Now using the Kelly criterion formula, we get a very similar value here, just slightly more at 5.17%. And I found that these values, again, are usually pretty close, but the biggest differences come on heavy underdogs and heavy favorites. Okay, so I guess that's been it, and thanks for watching the first video of betting strategies. This is Ben Cooper for the Y2K Betting Steam Group. Take care.